So here we have Kick-Ass 2, what I believe is a better example of an adaptation being better than its original, mainly in toning down some elements. The comic Kick-Ass 2 is a little more violent and over the top than its original counterpart, and not for the better, just adds to the whole cynical nature of it all, and honestly just makes the product seem like it's actually a take that at the reader, making it kind of, not that good as a book. This is why I don't care much for Kick Ass 2, the comic, and honestly prefer the movie. But about the movie, let's go over that plot, shall we? After Kick Ass, Dave is retired, he takes up the costume again, and falling out of boredom, which causes his girlfriend to break up with him after she also reveals that she's been cheating on him. All the while, Red Mist plans his own crime spree, becoming the motherfucker, that name is ridiculous, in order to take his revenge. Kick-Ass is met with other costume heroes, with Mindy, aka Hit Girl, attempting to live a normal life, and finding herself bored of it all. All the while, the motherfucker rampages, and his plans start becoming more and more violent, with Dave having to become a better hero to stop the insanity and keep the peace. So, let's talk about the biggest change, the tone of the motherfucker. In the movie, he's more of a comical villain. Yes, he's still a bad guy and a maniac who seems a bit too much of a tryhard in this case. In the comics, he's played almost completely straight. He does feel like a bit of a tryhard, but he's a harder tryhard, which makes him as a more maniacal, rather again, somewhat nihilistic threat. Basically, being I can describe almost all Kick-Ass 2 like that, nihilistic. The first book also had elements that being a superhero will kind of ruin your life in it, but it's a sequel that really took those elements and took it home, kind of taking the fun out of comic book movies altogether. But again, that's not the case for the movie, where the try-hardness is more comical. That's making him a bit more understandable as a character, even if he's still too much of a bad guy. I can basically show you two scenes that are different. In the movie, the motherfucker tries to rape someone, but can't because he can't get it up because he's raping someone, and just has her beaten. In the comic, he's part of a gang rape on Dave's crush, his girlfriend in the movie, who before she breaks up with him. While him and his goons are rampaging across the streets, causing havoc and murdering people. You get what I mean here? The methods and the madness are similar, but the intensity is different. Basically making it feel like two different characters, if you get my drift. There's also the ending. At the end of the film, the end of the film takes place in the villain's lair. The end of the comic is in the middle of Times Square after another rampage. Again, it honestly feels like the tone is different. The film's trying to be more, positive, it seems like, the comic is more nihilistic, and again, superheroes ruin lives and all that stuff. Another thing I wanted to mention is the fates of Kick-Ass and Hit Girl. In the movie, Kick-Ass returns to train out Hit Girl, runs off to avoid, her numerous murder charges, because she's killed a lot of people. While in the comic, the pair are both arrested and sent to jail when it's all over. Overall, aside from the toning down, they're both the same in terms of overall plot, but one's a more toned down in terms of its intensity and nihilism, while one's more nihilistic and toned up in terms of craziness. And in this case, it's the film that's less crazy than the comic. Overall, this makes Kick-Ass 2, in my opinion, a much better movie. And I'm going to be curious. I know they had said they may have plans for Kick-Ass 3 in terms of comic and movie, but I'm curious to see where Kick-Ass 3 can go, considering how drastic the endings are, how drastically different they are. And is this the point where the film and the movie can really take different sides of the whole superhero argument? Are they life-ruining things that ruin lives, or nihilistic, or are they more hopeful and inspire people to do the good? That's pretty much the crux of these two films, and I kind of want to see where it goes from here. So, till next time, everybody.